Good afternoon. In this session, we are going to discuss about the Jainism, Bhakti movement, and Sufi movement, as well as Sikhism in brief manner. The Buddhism we discussed in the previous lecture. So, we are going to proceed from the Jainism itself. The Jainism, which emerged in 6th century BC, it has in the past also, but it emerged, it became very famous during the period of Mahavira. Mahavira made it a most, he was popular. He was the 24th Tirthankara. The first Tirthankara, which is Rishabhnath. 24th Tirthankara is Mahavira. Okay, it is atheist religion. We say it is an atheist religion. They reject the concept of Vedas. They reject the concept of Vedas as well as rituals, as well as sacrifices. Okay, Jainism is known as a conqueror. Okay, according to the Jaina philosophy, which says that world is created and animated by universal law. World is created and animated by universal law. Karma is a bane of soul and must be ended. Karma is a bane of soul and must be ended. According to Jainism, even the small objects has this soul. Okay, asceticism and penance is free oneself from karma. Okay, free oneself from karma. And the Mahavira, from during his 30th year, he became ascetic. He born in Kundagrama at Vaishali. He born in Kundagrama at Vaishali. Okay. Now he belongs to Jantrika clan. The royal family of Magadha, which is a royal family of Magadha, he belongs to. Kaivalya, which is a spiritual knowledge. Kaivalya in Buddhism, it is a nirvana. In Kaivalya, it is belongs to Jainism, it's a spiritual knowledge. At the same time, Buddha born at Lumbini, and after that, in People's Tree, which is in Bodh Gaya, he meditated, and then the first sermon of Buddha's first sermon at Sarnath, which is in UP, and the Buddha died at the Kushinagar, which is died regarded as Mahaparinirvana, which is in Kushinagar. Okay, the same time Mahavira birthplace is Kundagrama, and the first sermon, which is at Pava, the first sermon at Pava, he died in he died in Pavapuri. He died in Pavapuri, the place. Okay, so the symbol of the Mahavira, Tirthankara is a symbol. The symbol of the Mahavira is lion. Lion symbol belongs to Mahavira. At the same time, just don't take it the sounds. Okay, Niganta and Nataputta. In Buddha's test, Mahavira regarded as Niganta Nataputta. Niganta Nataputta in Buddhist test. It's not in Jainist test. Okay, the questions are framed in such a manner in this. The Naganta Nataputta written in Jainese text. Okay, it's no. Naganta Nataputta belongs to Buddhism. It's not. Naganta Nataputta, he is regarded as Mahavira, which is written in Buddhist text. Okay, this was the right way. The framing of the questions in such a way. Okay, the Triratna, which is a right faith, as well as right knowledge, right action. Okay, right faith, right knowledge, as well as right action as three Ratnas of Jainism. There were 5 doctrines of the Jainism. In 5 doctrines, Ahimsa is a predominant doctrine, Ahimsa, and then Satya, Asteya, Apagriha, Brahmacharya. The Brahmacharya, which is a fifth doctrine, which proposed, which is given by Mahavira. Okay, Okay, then, according to Jainism, universe and all its substances are eternal. Universe and all their substances, the sky, which is eternal. The universe runs by its own cosmic laws. Okay, nothing can be created nor destroyed. God is not as a creator. Jaina sees God is not as a creator, but they see God as a perfect being. Because Jinnah is God according to Jainism. Jinnah is a god. But at the same time in Buddha, they didn't accept it nor rejected. Even they didn't even rejected the God's concept also. Okay. Now, Anekavantavada, which is non-absolutism, means there won't be a permanent structure. There is a change in even the permanent or as well as other structures. The change is inevitable. It's unavoidable changes. Everything has to be changed. According to Anekantavada, there is three aspects. Okay, they talks about three aspects, which is substance, which is dravya, substance. At the same time, they talk about the quality guna, and they talk about mode, which is a production. Okay, mode, substance, quality, and mode prayaga. According to Anekantavada, it is knowledge of all difference. Anekantavada is knowledge of all difference. Anekantavada belongs to Jainism. This was the previous question, even the Oscar. Next, Syadavada. Syadavada is the previous question which is asked in CDS. Okay, Syadavada. Syadavada. The difference between the Syadavada is Anekantavada. I just said that Anekantavada is talks about the knowledge of all difference, but Syadavada talks about particular object. Okay, attributed to particular object. According to Syadavada, no knowledge is no knowledge is certain and absolute. All judgments, there is a judgments, all judgments are conditional. Okay, there might be the most used certain circumstances such as may be used. Okay, maybe circumstance may be used. The method of examining different probabilities, they examine different probabilities. Now sects, like Buddhism, which is orthodox sects and liberal sects. Orthodox sects, which is a Hinayana, and the liberal sect, which is a Mahayana Buddhism. The same way, Jainist sects are divided into two groups, which is Digambara and the Svetambara. The Digambara sect, which is propagated by Bhadrabahu, okay, in south, it belongs to south Digambara sect. There is certain features of Digambara sect, which is they completely nudity, means female, only female wear white sarees, the males are completely nudity. They preach five vows. Okay, the five vows, which is even the brahmacharya also, which is given by Mahavira. But Svetambara sect is a four vows. The complete nudity there followed, but in Svetambara sect they use clothes such as white clothes will be weared. Okay, women cannot achieve liberation. Women cannot achieve liberation according to Digambara. Okay, they have given this because, but in Svetambara sect, even the women can achieve the liberation. Okay, there is one famous monk also. Uh, I can't even remember the monk right now. We will see in the later. Okay, yes. Svetambara sect, which is which belongs to Uttaradhana Sutta. Okay, so Uttaradhana Sutta, Svetambara sect. Okay, Digambara, which is Bhadrabhav, Svetambara sect, Uttaradhyana Sutta. Bhadrabhav, Chandragupta, during the Chandragupta Maurya period, Bhadraguru is a contemporary of the Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, he has taken the Chandragupta Maurya to the south, and there is Chandragupta Maurya has taken Salekhana. Okay, which is a fast unto that. It is a practice in Jainism. Now in Digambara, there are, it also has subsects. Okay, in Digambara sect there are subsects. These subsects are going to mostly the subsects are asking in exams in this contemporary period. Okay, the major subsect, there are two subsects in Digambara itself. These are major subsects and minor subsects. The major subsects, which talk to the Mula Sangha, Bispanta, Terapanta, Taranapanta, Samyapanta. Bispanta, Terapanta, Taranapanta, as well as Samyapanta, Mula Sangha. This word belongs to Digambara. In the minor sect, Tatapanta, Gumanapanta, Tatapanta, Gumanapanta, and minor sect, as well as the same time the subsects are also in the Svetambara. The subsects such as Murti Pujaka, idol worship. They Digambaras won't worship idol. Okay, this Murti Pujaka idol worship. Stanakavasi. This Stanakavasi is asked in the previous question. Okay, Terapanti. Stanakavasi and the Terapanti. Murti Pujaka, Stanakavasi, Terapanti. They belongs to Svetambara. And then Mulasinga, Bispanta, Taranapanti, Taranpanta. This belongs to Digambara sect. Okay. Now the why Digambara in south, why it has happened? Famine in Magadha led to the spread of Jainism in the South India, because to escape from the famine, to escape from the famine, these monks were started to migrate to the south. Okay, migrate to the south. In even this, there was in Odisha, Kalinga king Karavela patronized the Jainism. Orisha's Kalinga king Karavela, he patronized the Jainism, as well as Amogha Varsha, Rashtrakuta ruler Amogha Varsha, he also patronizes Jainism. Okay, he also patronizes Jainism. Next, when it comes to literature, the Buddhist literature, which is written in Prakrit language, we said Buddhist literature written in Pali language, the Jainism written in the Prakrit language. Jainism written in Prakrit, Buddha in Pali. Okay, Agam, Agam is, it's divided into two parts: Angagama, Angbhaya Angagama which are insider, Angagama which are insider, Angbhaya which are outsiders, Angbhaya which are outsiders, Angagama regarded as Ganadharas, Agama, and the outsider which is Angbhaya by Shruta There were 12 Anga Agama, which is Drastivada. 12th Anga Agama regarded as Drastivada. Bhagavati Sutra is a Jain text. Bhagavati Sutra, which is a Jain text, the poor account of Makhali Gosala. It's also a poor account of Makhali Gosala. Now, architecture. When it comes to architecture, during the Chalukyan period, there were rock cut caves at Badami at Aihole, which is in Karnataka. This was Badami Chalukyas, you know about the rock cut caves of Badami and Aihole, which is in Karnataka. They talks of the figure of Jain Tirthankaras. It talks of figure of Jain Tirthankaras, as well as the caves, which is Layana and Gampa caves, which is in Ellora caves. Okay, Ellora cave belongs to Digambara. Southern we say the Digambara. Ellora cave belongs to Digambara. Mangitungi cave, which is in Maharashtra. Mangitungi caves, Maharashtra. Gajapanta cave, which is in Maharashtra. Mangitungi, Maharashtra. Udaygiri Kandagiri, which is Udaygiri Kandagiri. It belongs to Odisha. Udaygiri Kandagiri belongs to Odisha. It regarded as Tiger Cave. Udaygiri Kandagiri cave regarded as a Tiger Cave. Hathigampa, which is in Odisha. Hathigampa is also in Odisha. Udaygiri Kandagiri also in Odisha. Stanaka Sitnavasal. Padukottai, Sitnavasal, which belongs to Tamil Nadu. Sitnavasal belongs to Tamil Nadu. There are giant caves. Okay. Now statues. We can say that Gomateshwara, which is Bahubali, it's not a movie. It's a different statues. Gomateshwara, which is Bahubali. It is in Shravan Belgola, which is in Karnataka itself. Okay. Now another one. A statue of Ahimsa. The statue of Ahimsa. Okay, which is by Rishabhnath, which is the first Tirthankara. It was placed in Mangitungi. Mangitungi, which is in Maharashtra. Statue of Ahimsa by Rishabhnath. The Rishabhnath's son is Bahubali. Okay, Now the temple, which is the temples. According to temples, there is Dilwara temple, which is a Mount Abu, Dilwara, which is Jain temple at Mount Abu. Mount Abu is Rajasthan. It is decorated by it is be constructed by white marbles. Okay, the one who constructed the Dilwara temple is Vimal Shah. Vimal Shah constructed Dilwara temple. He is Solanki dynasty, which he is a king of Solanki dynasty. It is a part of Chalukyan dynasty. Solanki dynasty is a part of Chalukyan dynasty. Vimal Shah Dilwara temple. Okay, construct Dilwara temple, which is a white marble temple. Okay, why I am stretching these words? Because these whole words are asked in previous questions. Okay, now the recent, it is in current affairs. This is current affairs. The temple which is in Telangana, the ancient site of Jainist temple, which is Kolanupaku, which is a ancient site of Jain temple. Okay, it is in Telangana. It's in current affairs. This is the reason it is carved. Girnar and Girnar and Palitana, which belongs to Gujarat. Muktagiri, which belongs to Maharashtra. This Muktagiri is a temple of Jain temple, belongs to Maharashtra. Now, in Khajuraho, there were Hindu temples as well as Jain temple as well as Chausanti Yogini. Okay, in Khajuraho also there is a Jain temples, but major portion of Khajuraho temple is a Hindu temple. Okay, there is a one Chausanti Yogini temple which inspired this Chausanti Yogini temple, which inspired Indian Parliament design. Right now, the Indian Parliament design, which is constructing right now, is still in the process, is inspired from Chausanti Yogini temple, which is in Khajuraho. Okay, Manastambha. Okay, Manastambha. Then in front side, in front of the front side of the temple, there is a pillar. Which the pillar which says about Tirthankara image. The pillar is a Tirthankara image. Okay. Now next, Basadis temples in Karnataka. Basadis are known as temples in Karnataka. Jain temples in Karnataka are known as Basadis. The Jain temples in Karnataka is regarded as Basadis. Next, when we talk of the councils, there were 4 Buddhist councils, but in the Jainism there are 2 important Jain councils, which is the first Jain council, which belongs to 3rd BC. It is in Pataliputra by Stulabhadra. The Stulabhadra who is belongs to Svetambara sect. The Stulabhadra belongs to Svetambara sect. Bhadrabahu belongs to which sect? Digambara sect. The third Jain Pataliputra, the third which is Sulabhadra, which is a Jain council. Now the second Jain council, which is in 512 AD, means it has taken almost 600 years, almost around. Second 512 AD, which is Vallabhi, okay, which is Vallabhi, in the place of Vallabhi by Devardi Shamasrama, In second Buddhist council, Jainist council, in second Jain council, they teach us 12 angas, the final compilation of 12 angas and 12 upangas. The final compilation of 12 angas and 12 upangas. Now, next one, there is a difference between the Jainism and Buddhism. Jainism recognizes the existence of the God. Buddhism didn't recognize the existence of the God, as well as they even rejected. They are not concerned of condemned the Varna system. The Jainism didn't condemn the Varna system, but Buddhism condemned the Varna system. Okay, they condemned the Varna system, but Jainism didn't condemn the Varna system. Transmigration of the soul. Okay, there is a reincarnation. According to Buddhism, there is no concept of the soul. Transmigration of the soul is possible. It says about Jainism. Austerity. Okay, Jainism has taken the strict path, but the Buddhism has taken the middle path. Okay, Buddhism has taken the middle path. The reasons to spread the Jainism in South India. Why Jainism has spread? The patriotism. The first thing, the great famine of Magadha led to migrate of Jain monks from Magadha Empire to the south. At the same time, in the South India, the patronage of Hoysalas, okay, and the land grants to monks by kings, like it was started land grants to the monks started from Satavahanas. They in made them so humble to stay in the south itself. Okay, there is a Prakrit language. Okay, because the Sanskrit during this period, the Sanskrit learning the Vedas and the Sanskrit becomes tough to the common people. So the Prakrit becomes a very easy to understand and to study. So due to the language also, the Jainism has spread. Even the Buddhism the same has spread like this. Astangamala, which is auspicious symbol. Astangamala, mini Minayugal, Minayugala, which is a couple of Mina means fish. Astangamala, which is auspicious symbol. Minagala, couple of fish. Okay. Conquest of sexual urges. It talks about the conquest over sexual urges. Okay. Controlling of the sexual urges. Okay. Minayugala talks about. Astayugala talks about auspicious symbol. Okay. From here, the Jainism has most probably we covered the Jainism majority of the part. Okay, it's enough for most probably it's enough. And the second we are going to learn Bhakti movement. Okay, Bhakti movement, it started in the south. Okay, it started in the south. The Bhakti movement, the most probably 7th to 12th century AD, 7th to 12th century AD. Okay, it started from the the essence in the Bhakti movement. Essence is the priest is not essential. At the same time, devotion of God. It talks about the devotion of God, salvation, devotion of God. The Vedas result talks about the rituals, sacrifices. There should one has to be sacrifices, but Bhakti movement, there is they given importance to the devotion, but it's not as not as rituals. Okay, devotion of God through salvation. Okay, the Bhakti saints were divided into two groups, which were Alvar and Nayanar. The Alvar, which is a Vishnu group, and the Nayanar, which is a Shiva group. Okay. Alvar, which is a Vishnu group, Divya Prabandhakam, this was a text read, Divya Prabandhakam was a text in Vishnu Alvars. And the same time, Tevaram is a text in Nayanar. At the same time, Tirumurai, which is a grammar. Okay, Tirumurai is another text. The Saint Karikala saint. Okay, Saint Karikala as well as Amayar woman. The saints such as Karaikal, saints such as Karaikal, Amayara, woman, but the same time in Alvara, those steeped in God, Andal is only female Alvar. Meera, we regarded as Meera of South. She regarded as Meera of the South. Okay, there were more than one in Nayanar in Shiva, which is Amayar, which is a woman. The question is asking in such a manner that Andala is a saint, and Andala is a woman saint, which is in Nayanar. It's a wrong answer. It's in Alvar. Okay, the Andal which belongs to Alvar, which is a Vishnu saint. Okay, you have to remember like such a manner. You have to think in such a manner. Okay, the questions are framing in such a way. Now there was two schools in Bhakti movement also. There was two schools, which is Nirguna, another one is Saguna. Another one is Saguna. The Nirguna sect is formless God. Matlab they don't worship as a god, as an idol. They rejected the concept of idol. There is a formless God. For the formless God, the saints, there's some famous saints such as Guru Nanak, Kabir, Ravidas, Namdeva, okay, Guru Nanak, Kabir, Ravidas, Namdeva, these four are Nirguna saints. They condemned the Brahmins, supremacy, idolatry of the practice of caste, supremacy, idolatry, Brahmins, supremacy, idolatry, practice of caste. They condemned it. But when it comes to Saguna, this is they belongs to idol. They worship. There is a concept of idol worship. Concept of idol worship accepted by Saguna. Okay, form of God. The saints such as Tulsidas, Mirabai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Surdas, okay, Shankara Dev, Shankaracharya, Vallabhacharya, okay, they all are belongs to Sagunas. Okay, we will discuss one by one. They favor Brahmin domination. They defended a caste system. Saguna, they favor the Brahmin domination as well as they defend the caste system. Okay, they defend the caste system. But Nirguna saints, they didn't accept the caste system. Okay. Okay. There is a in Bhakti movement there is a fusion of three traditions. Okay, fusion of three traditions such as Vaishnava and the Nanapanthi and Sufi. Vaishnava, Nanapanthi and Sufi. These were the tradition. A fusion of three traditions. Next, Saguna, they recognize the spiritual validity of Vedas. They recognize that the spiritual validity of Vedas need of human guru. Means in Nirguna there is no need of Brahmin, need of human figure to guide to teach. Okay, one can pray for the God. But when it comes to Saguna, they recognize that the spiritual validity, they recognize spiritual validity of the Vedas, and they talks about the need of human guru. They talks about the need of human guru. Reasons for the rise of Bhakti movement. This BM is a Bhakti movement. Reasons for the rise of Bhakti movement. Why it is raised? Because there is evils in Hindu culture. There practice of evilness in Hindu culture as well as religious complexity. Religious complex such as Vedas and Upanishads becomes difficult to learn. Okay, it didn't understand it by the common people. It becomes difficult to learn. Okay, now we talks about certain saints. Okay, we talks about certain saints. We will go through one by one. The Shankaracharya belongs to Kerala. Shankaracharya belongs to Kerala. Okay, there is a the questions might be asked in such a manner, the contemporary of the saints. Okay, there is a questions such as contemporary of the saints or chronological order of the saints, contemporary or chronological order. Okay, or about the saints famous for, means what famous saints famous philosophies. Okay, there is a match of the following in the saints famous philosophies. These three types of questions are impossible in this topic. Shankaracharya belongs to place Kerala. He preaches Advaita Vedanta, which is non-dualism. Advaita Vedanta, which is non-dualism. God and created world. God and created world is one. Okay, individual soul not different from Brahmin. Means soul is not different from the Brahmin, which is a non-dualism. Advaita Vedanta. Advaita Vedanta. Advaita, non-dualism. Okay. Now, he has established the Dashanami monastery. He established Dashanami monastery by Shankaracharya. Dashanami monastery. Dashanami monastery established by whom? Who which saint? This is a question. Dashanami monastery. The same time, Ramanuja. The Ramanuja, he belongs to he belongs to 11th century. He belongs to 11th century. He is a Vaishnav saint. Ramanuja is a Vaishnav saint. Visishta Advaita. He talks about the Visishta Advaita. Visishta, which is qualified monoism. He talks about the monoism, which is qualified monoism. The salvation can be three types, which is by karma, jnana, bhakti. The salvation by the karma, by the jnana, by the bhakti. It is in three types. Okay. Visishta Advaita, which talks about the Ramanuja. Okay, Ramanuja. Next, is about the qualified monoism. Okay, qualified monoism. His contemporary Nimbarka. Nimbarka is a contemporary of Ramanuja. Nimbarka belongs to Gujarat. Belongs to Gujarat. He is a he is the worshipper of Radha Krishna. He is the worshipper of Radha Krishna. He given the concept of Veda Veda. Nimbaraka given the concept of the Veda Veda, which is a contemporary of Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna is given the concept of Visishta Advaita. And another one, after his disciple Madhavacharya. Madhavacharya, he belongs to 1238 to 1300 period. Okay, 12th century. We can say 13th century it is. Even 13th century. Madhavacharya given the concept of Dvaita Vada, which is a dualistic Dvaita Vada. Advaita Vada, which is a non-dualistic Advaita Vedanta, which is a non-dualistic. Madhavacharya, he criticized the Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya, same one. He criticized Adi Shankaracharya, Advaita theory. Okay, the Madhavacharya's theory, which is dualistic, it means soul and Brahmin fundamentally distinct. Soul and Brahmin are fundamentally distinct. Soul is a dependent on Brahman. It is a dualism. He says, the Shankaracharya says that, so there is no concept of the soul. The soul is inner part of Brahmana. But according to the Madhavacharya, the soul is different. The soul is dependent on Brahman. Okay. Now Dhyaneshwara Jnanadeva, Dhyaneshwari is okay. Dhaneshwari is his work Dhaneshwari, Amruta, Amrutanbhava or Amrutanbhava, yoga and philosophy. Okay, he talks about yoga and philosophy. Next, after the Vallabhacharya, there is a after the Madhavacharya, there is a Vallabhacharya. Okay, first one Adi Shankaracharya, and then Ramanuja, and the Ramanuja contemporary Nimbaraka, Ramanuja next Madhavacharya, next Dhyaneshwara, and next Vallabhacharya. Vallabhacharya is a Pushti Marg, also philosophy of Pushti Marg. He is from Banaras. Okay, he is from Banaras. He is a Telugu saint. Okay, Vallabhacharya is a Telugu saint. He born in here. Mother tongue is Telugu, but he stayed and lived in Banaras, which is a follower of the Krishna during the 1479 to 1531 AD. Shuddha Advaita is also pure non-dualism. Pure Shuddha Advaita, which is pure non-dualism. Madhavacharya talks about dualism. Shankaracharya talks about non-dualism. Which is Advaita. The Madhavacharya, which is Dvaita, which is non-dualism. Dvaitavada. Vallabhacharya talks about Shuddha Advaita, means pure non-dualism. He is regarded as Krishnaji. During the Vallabhacharya, Krishna regarded as Srinathji. Krishna means Srinathji. He worshipped Krishna in the name of Srinathji. Rudra Sampradaya schools, which is given by Vallabhacharya. He given this school Vallabhacharya. Okay. Now Ekanada, he is one other side Ekanada, which is a saint of Varkari Panth, Ekanadi Bhagavatam. He written Ekanadi Bhagavatam, saint of Varkari Panth. Mirabai. If he talks about the Mirabai, okay, Mirabai belongs to 1498 period. 1498 means the period which is Vallabhacharya. Okay, Mirabai belongs to which period of Vallabhacharya, not Madhavacharya, Vallabhacharya. Okay, the Prince of Pali, she is the Prince of Pali. Okay, she is the devotee of the Krishna. Her royal family from Rajasthan, Braj Bhasha, and she written in Braj Bhasha and Rajasthani. As well as in Rajasthani. Now, another one more famous scholar, saint, which is said as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mirabai were a contemporary. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mirabai, as well as Shankaradeva. These three are contemporary. Vallabhacharya also contemporary. Vallabhacharya. Okay, the famous Vallabhacharya, Mirabai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shankara Deva was a contemporary. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is Bengal, he's a Vaishnava, he belongs to Bengal, he's a Saguna, Kirtanas, he preached by Kirtanas, the devotion via Kirtanas. The famous quote, which is the Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, ISKCON temple, the ISKCON temple, these quotes are mostly used. The Hare Ram Hare Krishna given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He given the concept of Achinta Beda Beda. Achinta Beda Beda. He given the concept of Achinta Beda Beda. Nimbaraka, who is contemporary of Ramanuja, he given the concept of Beda Beda. He given the concept of Beda Beda. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he given the Achintya Beda Abeda. Now Shikshastakam, which is Sanskrit text, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu written Shikshastakam, which is a Sanskrit text. Okay. Now Shankara Deva belongs to Assam. Okay. He led a movement which is Ekasarana. Ekasarana is a movement by Shankara Deva, which is in Assam. His works Kirtana Ghosha, his work is Kirtana Ghosha. He is written in Assami and Brajwali. There is a music, the dance form is given. At the same time, Namadeva, only Nirguna, which is from Maharashtra, Namguna, okay, Vakari tradition. He is from Vakari tradition. Ekanada, Vakari Pantha, Saint Ekanada, another one. Okay, Namdeva, which is Vakari tradition. He is also from Vakari tradition. Only Nirguna Bhakti from Vakari tradition. Okay, now from here, Bhakti movement has most probably I see the saints. The questions such as the contribution of the saint as well as contemporary of the saints. Only these were the asking one, but definitely there is a one question is definitely they are going to ask, but the most probably this one, the text like Deva Brabandam belongs to Alvara, Tevaram belongs to Nayanara, like all the saints such as Andala, the female saint, okay, belongs to Alvar, okay, Amayavara, women saint belongs to Nayanara. Like this, the questions are they're mostly probably on saints. Okay, now we are going to Sufi movement. Okay, so from here we are going to Sufi movement. Sufi means wool. Mostly these Sufi saints are wool traders, or they stitch the wools. Okay, wool tailors. Okay, 12th century CE. It is in 12th century century. The theme. What is the theme? The theme is Wahdatul Wajud, which is unity of God. Wahdatul Wajud. Okay, that this is the theme of Sufi saints, which is unity of God. One has to unity with God. It is developed in Iraq. But the first Sufi who is Begum Rabia of Beshara in Iraq. The first Sufi is not from India. It started in Iraq. This tradition started in Iraq. Begum Rabia of Bashara in Iraq. But Sufi orders regarded as silsilas. But the Sufis entered in India by the famous Sufi scholar Mohinuddin Chisti, okay, which is a Rajasthan, Ajmer. There were certain salient features of Sufism. We will study about it, and then we will enter again. Okay, features of the Sufism. What are the features? Sufis are religious-minded people. They are religious-minded people who turned into asceticism, asceticism and mysticism. They turned into asceticism, mysticism. Okay, they studied in particularly Indian Sufi saints. Indian Sufis had a deep study of Vedantic philosophy and contact with the great sages and seers. They even studied Vedantic philosophy. They contacted the great sages and seers in India. Okay, simple life. They preach a simple life, preached in Arabic, Persian, Urdu. They preached in Arabic, Persian, Urdu. They adopted the simple life. Okay, there were 12 orders. Orthodox Muslims developed upon external conduct and blind observations of religious rituals. Orthodox Muslims depended on external conduct and blind observation of religious rituals. The Sufis seek inner purity. Orthodox Muslims, they focus on external, but the Sufis seek inner purity, the salvation through intense devotion. How the salvation can be formed? Through intense devotion, love for God by following commands. Means there was a principles which was given in Quran. They followed these commands towards the gods, and by the observations of the life, they interpreted the Quran, the interpretation of Quran on the basis of their personal experience. They interpret Quran on the basis of their personal experiences. Okay, that for them devotion is more important. Devotion means bhakti. One has to be devotion is more important, because if one will devote towards the God, he won't do negative things. Okay, for this devotion is more important than fast or prayer. Fast is a rosa and prayer, so devotion is more important. One should love towards God. Now the liberal outlook associated with Sufism, why it is? Because it does not believe in the classification of the caste. Sufis does not believe in the caste classification of the caste. They redefine social and religious values. They redefine social and religious values, as well as the social welfare. They talks about the social welfare, which is establishing orphanages and women service centers. The service to the poor is a priority. The most priority is service to the poor. Okay, the same thing. Even the important in the meditation, in the mains also. Now the another thing is meditation. They talks about the meditation, good actions, charity, fasting. They talk about charity. They talk about fasting. Okay, meditation. These features made them well liberal. Okay, made them liberal. Next, Sufi orders. There were Sufi orders such as Bashara, which is Shariat, Bashara and Beshara. Bashara and Beshara. Okay, these two divided into these two, and the Bashara's order, which is Chistis. Okay, in Bashara order there is famous one of Chistis and the Shurwadis. They divided into Shurwadis. The Chistis, it is founded by Abdul Chisti, found by Abdul Chisti, but the Chisti order in India entered by Mohinuddin Chisti, which is in Ajmer. His disciple, Mohinuddin Chisti's disciple, which is Kutubuddin Bakhtiyar Khaki. Okay, the Kutubuddin Bakhtiyar Khaki, the Iltutmish, okay, Delhi Sultanate ruler Iltutmish, okay, belongs to Mamluk dynasty. Iltutmish, he has constructed the Qutub Minar. He started the construction of Qutub Minar. Actually, Qutbuddin Aibak started the construction of Qutbuddin Aibak started in the name of Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Khaki. In the name of Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Khaki, he started construction of Qutub Minar, but it finished by Iltutmish as well as Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Okay, the three rulers constructed, finished by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Now, in the same time, his disciple is Nizamuddin Alia in Delhi. Nizamuddin Alia, which is the famous Nizamuddin station, Delhi. Nizamuddin Alia, the famous Dargah, Nizamuddin Alia Dargah. His disciple Amir Khusro. His disciple is Amir Khusro. Okay, and another Chishti saint, which is Nasa Sampradaya, which is burying disciples near as one family. There is Sampradaya and justice means when we see in dargahs there will be tombs of, okay, not only the saint as well as his nearest disciples. Okay, his disciples also will be, the tombs will be stayed in the dargah itself. Okay, this is tradition in justice, Nasa Sampradaya. Chistis, they won't accept official position. No official position accepted by Chistis. Okay. Salim Ali Chisti, which is in Fatehpur Sikri. If you see the Fatehpur Sikri, there is a Salim Ali Chisti's dargah. Okay. It's a which constructed with a white marble by Akbar, constructed by Akbar. Okay, white marble Akbar. Okay, now now Kamkhana, Kam, and one more famous saint also, Nasiruddin Chirang. He is regarded as Chirangi Delhi. Okay, Chirangi Delhi, Nasiruddin Chirang. Okay, we don't know his where his tomb is, but we didn't find it out. But there is a near the Nizamuddin Alias Dargah, there is a Nasiruddin Chirangi Delhi's tomb also. Okay, now Kamkhana, which is hermitage of Chishti saints outside the city. Okay, the Kamkhanas, which is city outside the city, their places, Chishti saints places. Now Shuravadis in the Basra itself, the Shuravadis. But the difference between Shurwadis and Chishti is Chishti didn't accept it, though no official position accepted. But Shurwadis accepted official positions in kingdom. They accepted the official position in kingdom. Shurwadis, Shihabuddin Shurwadi. In India, it is introduced by Bahuddin Zakaria. In India, the Shurwadi sect introduced by Bahuddin Zakaria. Shurwadi is the richest order because they accept the position in kingdom. It is the richest order. Firdosi, the only Sufi found and developed within India. Firdosi, this sect is found and developed in India. The remaining Chishti or Shuravadi, which has taken from outside, not found in India. It is taken from outside and it propagated in India. But the Firdosi sect is the only sect which found and developed within India itself. Sharafuddin, which is from Bihar, he composed Maktubat, Mulfazat. Okay, the literature which is Maktubat and Mulfazat. Okay, which talks about the lives and teachings of Sufis. Okay, we will discuss in this video itself what is the Maktubat and Mulfazat. Okay, it talks about the life and teachings of Sufi. There was three words which are main is meanings. That's Qadri, which is the most secular. Qadri, which is the most secular thing. Sheikh Jilani Khadri, Dara Shikoh followed this one. Dara Shikoh is son of Shah Jahan. Okay, Dara Shikoh is son of Shah Jahan. He followed the Qadri. Naqshbandi, the Sheikh Bikabullah Naqshbandi, India by Sheikh Pirasi. Okay, don't go in this depth. No need of going in this depth. It is not going to answer ask. But Qadri, Darashika followed it. Naqshbandi, which is followed by Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb followed Naqshbandi. Okay, now Pesara sect, which is extreme asceticism. Pesara sect, extreme asceticism. The Qalandar, Madaris, Malang Haidars. They talk about the Beshar. They belongs to Beshara sect. Now, Marsaya poetry. The Marsaya poetry. What is the Marsaya poetry? It is a Shia Muslims. Okay, Marsaya poetry, Shia Muslims. During the Aurangzeb, he even stopped this preaching of the, because he is Sunni, he also even stopped the Muharram. Okay, the Shia Muslims by Imam Hussein. Okay, Imam Hussein's Battle of Karbala, which is Muharram. Okay, Muharram was the most we can say that it was the third most important festival for the Muslims. Okay, Marsaya poetry, which is memories of the Battle of Karbala. Okay, Wali. This was the questions were asked. The what is a Wali? Wali, Sufi who acquired God's grace to perform miracles. Means Wali is Sufi who acquired God's grace, who has taken the God's bless to perform the miracles. Next, Malfuzat, lives and teachings of sides aside. The Malfuzat, which is in Firdosi, Indian sect itself. Firdosi, Malfuzat, which talks of conversations, of Sufi saints. Malfuz talks of conversations of Sufi saints. Maktubat, which letters. Maktubat means letter. Malfuzat, which is a conversations. Maktubat, which is a collection of letters. Tajikiras, biographical account of saints. Tajikiras, which is the biographical account of saints. Ulamas are the scholars, Islamic studies, scholars of Islamic study, and advisors to the Muslim rulers. Ulamas were the scholars as well as advisors to the Islamic scholars. They are as well as advisors to the Muslim rulers. Okay. The converse to saints. Maktuba, collection of letter. Wali, perform miracles. Okay, here going to end Sufi movement. Now the broader view of the Sikhism. The founder is Guru Nanak. The Guru, second Sikh Guru, Guru Angada. Gurumukhi script. He is going to Gurumukhi script. The questions might be chronological order or the important text given by these gurus. Okay. When this comes to second Guru, Gurumukhi script, Guru Nanak, he didn't written the Gurumukhi script. Gurumukhi script, after his disciples, Guru Angada started it. After the Guru Arjun Dev, which is Adi Granth, he has given Adi Granth, Guru Arjun Dev, Guru Hargobind, Akali Takht, Guru Hargobind, Akali Takht, Guru Tegh Bahadur, okay, Tegh Bahadur, executed by Aurangzeb, Tegh Bahadur executed by the Aurangzeb, okay. Guru Hargobind, next Guru executed by Tegh Bahadur, executed by Aurangzeb. 10th Guru Gobind passed the authority to Guru Nanak. Khalsa tradition, he has given the Khalsa tradition, Guru Gobind. Okay. Now there were the certain three pillars of Sikhism. What are the three pillars of Sikhism? Nam Japo, Kirat Karo, Van Chako. Nam Japo, Kirat Chako, Van Chako. Nam Japo, which is a God. Kirat Karo, which is honesty, talks about the honest. Van Chako, which is talks of the sharing. Okay, sharing of the things. The Sikhs does not have priest. Okay, they abolished it. It was abolished by Guru Gobind Singh. He abolished the Guru Gobind Singh, like this priest. Everyone can study this. Okay. Now there was Panchatak. There was a five famous Panchatak. We can say the five famous places for the temples. We can say that for the Sikhism. Akali Takht Sahib, which is in Golden Temple. Akali Takht Sahib, which is Golden Temple, Punjab. It's a Punjab itself. Now Takht Sri Keshargarh, Takht Sri Keshgarh Sahib, which is Anandapur Sahib, Punjab. Which is a Guru Gobind Singh, which is by Guru Gobind Singh. Anandapur Sahib. Okay, Takht Sri Keshgarh Sahib. Next, Damdama Sahib, which is in Bathinda, Punjab. Damdama Sahib, Bathinda. Sri Keshgarh, which is in Punjab itself. Takht Patna Sahib. Patna is a Bihar. Patna, Bihar. Okay, by Guru Gobind. This three. Now, Hajur Sahib, Maharashtra, Nanded. Hajur Sahib is the place where Hajur Sahib is a Sikh, is a Gurudwara, Sikh Gurudwara, Hajur Sahib, which is in Maharashtra, Nanded. Okay. From this, we covered Jainism, Bhakti movement, Sufi movement, as well as Sikhism. The previous lecture, there is a concept of Buddhism also. Okay. Okay, thank you.